2, 1. Hey everybody, we're live. My name is Taylor Lindsay, the owner of the PlantPlug. Let me get my headphones together. For some reason they're not giving. Oh, that's as good as it's gonna get today. Hey everybody, my name is Taylor Lindsay. I am the owner and operator of the PlantPlug here in Los Angeles, and we're actually in downtown Los Angeles to be specific. They do have some nice plants out here, but not a lot of land. And I am here with one of my favorite guests. Actually, all my guests are my favorite. But I'm here, and it's our first time, everybody, on a podcast. I'm here with the one and only Holly. I said it again. I'm sorry. HolyC.
Okay.
I don't know why that keeps coming out of my mouth. HolyC. What's good? How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm magnificent.
Oh my gosh. I'm good. I hope that accent comes out today, though.
It may.
I'm here for it.
It may.
Okay, it is HolyC.
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 Yes, ma'am.
And they're here with me at the PlantPlug podcast, the PPP. Don't worry, we're not coming for you. We don't have a sting. We're pushing all the P's. Pushing the P's times 3. We're pushing the P's squared.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Remember that basic math?
Squared is 2, though. It is P to the 3rd power, which is what?
I thought.
Because P is squared is 2.
What's 3?
I don't know. I kind of fail math a little bit.
Well, PlantPlug is squared.
Exactly.
PlantPlug podcast is to the 3rd power.
That's
but
not
I remember
cubed. Maybe it's cubed.
It's cubed. It's cubed. You're right. Oh, it's been so long.
It is.
It's been so long. It's really been that long.
I know. Only
Why?
in my old age where I'm able to count without using my fingers now.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like using squared, though. It's like another dimension of math. Not a big fan of calculus, though. And statistics as a whole.
All I remember was binomials, polynomials, and it was the hardest thing in my life.
Lord.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm drinking on the job. All right, everybody. So we're going to get right into it. This is Season 2, Episode 4. I'm really, really excited to have you on my show. I feel like I've been trying to get at you forever.
Listen, I'm just grateful that it worked out and that you even considered me, to be honest. I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, because I'm going to be talking.
We're going to be talking. I am very ready because we be talking.
I'm going to be talking like this in public. If you know, you know. If you don't, you broke.
You're so blushing right now.
I am.
Stop.
I can't.
Stop. You guys have to see what she's wearing. It's just absolutely phenomenal. The textures, the tones, the dimensions, the contrast, the composition. I'm here for all of it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're getting very comfortable, and you're just fashion. You're everything that you want to do, and you're everything that you want to be. And you're more tattooed than me, I'm finding out.
Oh, yes, I am.
Yeah,
I love tattoos so much.
You're covered. There's actually a tattoo sale coming up from one of my favorite shops. Yes, Flash Tattoo, Black Tower Tattoo off of Pico and Crenshaw. Bomb work. I'm telling you, bomb work. February 11th, 12th, and you can get a rain check.
Say less. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with tattoos. I'm obsessed with body adornment. I'm obsessed
That's
with...
what it is. I like body modification too. We could talk about that as well a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah.
But what I want to get into is I want to tell everybody about you.
Oh,
You are
please
more
do.
than just a DJ.
Yeah.
You are more than just, let's see. I know how we met. We'll get into that in a second. You are more than just what you do. But let everybody know what you do and where they can find you. All your socials.
All right. So my social, my IG is HolyC.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's HolyC. I have a Twitter, but I don't be on Twitter. I deleted, so I really don't even remember my Twitter, to be honest. But yeah, girl, listen, I'm always battling with social media, and I'm just like,
right. It's one
y'all
of those
see me and
things.
y'all love me in person.
Right.
You feel me?
I'd rather.
This is just an appendage, you
Yeah.
know, of my energy and of my spirit. So
I'd
get
rather,
it while
yeah.
you get it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, HolyC, that's my IG. Man, I'm an artist, multidisciplinarian, you know. I started with fashion. I love clothes. I mean, it's an energy with that. So
Absolutely.
I started with that. I moved my way into music, DJing. I produce now.
Oh, you're man! Did you bring any music today?
I did.
Oh snap!
Yeah. I want to play one of my excuse me.
No,
guys.
okay.
I want to play one of my most favorite tracks that I ever made since I started.
Are we gonna be the first to hear it?
I mean, y'all can.
Like this is gonna be broadcast to like 50 people.
It's cool.
It's gonna be broadcast.
Listen, I don't care. It's so, man, I'm in love with this song. It make me
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I do, man. I do that.
You have a day job?
Yeah, I do actually.
Are you still at that pastry spot?
No.
Oh, okay, you're gone.
No,
That's where we met.
Yup, I got
Okay.
up out of there. I couldn't do that. I was like,
I couldn't have you do that,
bro. No, seriously, that was transitions. You feel me?
Right.
That was a transition of
Yeah,
period.
that's
I
where
had
we
to
met.
learn so much.
We don't even look like the people we did when we met.
Oh, definitely not. I gained like 30 pounds since working there, and it's very interesting because body dysmorphia is real. I still thought I was the same size until literally I looked at the photo. I said, "Damn, girl, you got thick." Like,
thick, very thick with it. Congratulations.
Thank you. My ancestors are very proud. They were scared for me. They were really afraid for a second. No, I'm joking. But man, no, I have a day job. I work in the tech industry now as well, which is really interesting. I fuck with it.
Right.
I do fuck with it, to be honest.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah.
I love seeing black women in tech.
For real. Bro, that industry is strange.
It's
a strange
It comes
energy.
with certain things. Like from Silicon Valley, wow, that's a whole other show though.
It is, right. So we're just gonna leave it there.
We're just leave it there, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it there.
Ooh. Another person that I think of when I think of women in tech, and some people don't consider like cell phones and cell towers tech and stuff like that. And that it's one of the most innovative industries. They just think it's like computers and electric cars, which I think is very minimal. Or even gaming. Texas Wireless is run by a black woman. It is really big in more of like I think like Detroit and North Carolina, those states.
That's interesting.
But they do a plan based on subscription SIM cards, and they're developing phones. Yeah.
What is a subscription SIM card?
So the SIM cards that hold your information, your data, as well as your billing and your plan. Yeah. They distribute the plans. They distribute the plans and they mail you the chips. So pretty much, as long as your phone is accessible, they can give you a whole new line. Yeah, so like back in the day, I remember I used to break open Nokias, even though Nokias are practically indestructible, and put a SIM card in, and I'd switch it all the time. I kept switching phones, or I would buy a phone off of eBay that my parents wouldn't give you. I don't know if anybody remembers those blue Nokias that were shaped the size of your hand.
Yes, I do.
And they had the circle numbers.
Yes.
The dial pad was circular.
Yes,
I got one of those because it had better pictures and a better camera. And because my mom had I think we had like the 1400 or something, those little small gray ones that only got Snake. And I got the SIM card. I kept switching the SIM card. Those phones were crap though. Those Nokias broke all the time.
To be honest.
Yeah, but Texas Wireless, shout out to Texas Wireless.
Shout out to them.
They're growing. They got a lot of investors. They got I think 2.1 million in investors. The company's still growing. Man, and I'm really happy to see that. So what else is it that you do? What we did, okay, you have a tech day job. I want to get into your music. Absolutely. We'll definitely play it on the show. We're gonna have a little dance break.
I hope y'all.
And I remember the first time I heard one of your beats. It reminded me of Goldie.
I remember. I will never forget that.
And we were having a moment.
Yeah.
And the drum and bass, like, people don't realize how deep black music. Okay, first of all, EDM is black music.
At the end of the day.
It is. It's not Skrillex and Diplo.
No.
And Diplo, no.
They came to the hood. They heard. They
saw. Were in the clubs.
Yeah, they saw what it was.
EDM, house music. I used to get so much crap from going, like, as a teenager. Oh my God, I was so alienated as a teenager. But I'm
weren't we all though?
Like, oh my goodness! If you did anything outside the norm, you were doomed. So I would go to Respect, it was a drum and bass club with my sister. I'd listen to Jungle. I was listening to Portishead. I was listening to Goldie. I was listening to Massive Attack, and I would just get so much crap because raves used to be popping back then. It wasn't about the drugs.
No,
it is. I feel like now when the bass drops and stuff like that, the culture has grown so. It's like stadium. It's the difference between like rock. It's the difference between punk shows, which we were in, like with the drum and bass and jungle from then, and a big difference between like stadium arena rock now, which I feel like the kids are at now with EDM. Now, I'm not against EDC and all that. Yeah. This is the drug abuse and the rape culture that takes place at those festivals. That's what scares me.
Yes, I
know. And the racism. They will completely appropriate cultures, wear the most ridiculous shock stuff just to get. Especially if I'm on Molly. Peace and love and punching you in the face, because I will feel no recourse for hurting you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the fairies guided my fist to your face if I see you wearing a shirt like that. Yeah. And I've seen that happen a lot, especially with Coachella. But your music just to bring it back to your music really reminded me of Goldie, like Inner City Life. This is parody law. We're not trying to get sued or flagged. Inner City.
We changed it 10%.
It's an addictive octave. Inner City Life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just really excited to help to play that. So
thank you.
I remember how we met, and I'm really excited to share with that because everybody in my show is like, we just have these divine moments on how we met. Like I told you how I met DJ Rose God.
Yes.
And I don't know if I told you how I met. I think I told you how I met Yoshi Vintage. I thought she was Shaka Khan.
Yes.
And then it just goes on and on and on with so many people I have on the show. Like, we just didn't, like, it's so interesting. And so with you, when I worked at Whole Foods in Beverly Hills, I made it a point to tell black people how beautiful they were. And I actually got in trouble at Vons for doing that.
What did they say? Stop complimenting
my
folks?
coworker said that I was hitting on people and I was treating it like a dating service.
You wanna know what's crazy? It's also just like, why are you in my business? To be honest.
Yeah, they had like a 2-hour meeting with the back of me about sexual harassment. Just because I was telling people that they look, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, first, anyways. So when I was at Whole Foods, Whole Foods didn't matter because everybody in that store was sleeping with each other anyways. So I got stuff on all y'all if you want to come for me. Second of all,
girl, you missed
you missed me. No, I heard they would do that at Trader Joe's too. I don't know what it is about grocery. If you work at grocery or a warehouse, everybody's bumping
definitely the warehouse. Definitely a warehouse.
I'm saying there's certain industries. If you work every grocery I've ever worked at, it was the same thing. When I was at Vons, the guy in the meat department allegedly was sleeping with the florist.
Oh my God. I mean, that's all you see. So let's be honest here. If you ain't going out outside your job and you just, it's some different shit.
I'm pretty like
food make people and drinks make people feel a little loosey goosey. That's what I'm saying.
I never drank with those people. Praise the Lord. I've never drank with any of those people. But that was just I don't know. Whenever a grocery situation or even a warehouse situation, everybody was hooking up with each other. I don't know what it's about. Like something about a warehouse just really gets me cooking. I don't know what it is.
It's like, so how are you turned on?
I don't know.
Like.
Anyways, so I just made it a point to tell black people how beautiful they were at that store. Yeah. And I meant it.
Exactly.
I meant it. And that's how I met you. I said, excuse me. He said, yes. And you were in your little breaky break in your little outfit. And you're with your coworker. He was your coworker. Was his name Chris?
I don't know.
Michael.
Oh, yes, my lovely.
Michael.
I love him so much.
Yeah,
yes,
and
Michael.
I said, oh my God, you were so beautiful. You're like, really? And I was like, yeah. And then you came through my line every time since then for the next year and a half.
I did. I was like, hey, girl, how you doing?
Yeah, and then we just became friends. Yeah. And I remember I picked you up and I took you to, you were doing a show with Rose God, and Yoshi Vintage was there. I was about to shit myself. We're not bleeping out the swears on this show. Not this episode. Usually we don't swear on this podcast, but today we are. We're good. We're feeling it. The juices are flowing.
Exactly.
And from 9 to 3 in the morning, I watched you do a full set.
Yeah.
That was incredible. And we had tacos from Holy Mother Vegan. That was my first time having Holy Mother Vegan.
Bro, that shit was so good.
Yeah, that shit smoky in there because there was no ventilation.
No, for real. I was like, damn, I don't think this is safe.
But we were eating.
But it was so good.
It was so dank. I remember it was literally stopping people at tracks because we were expecting like, okay, basic club food and it's vegan. So we're going to take what we can get in a sense because I feel like vegans and people that have been eating plant-based don't really ask for much. They just ask for there not to be animal in their food. That's all they ask for. Yeah. So we're eating, and every one after one, whenever we came out that back room, you would see people stop in their tracks like, these are those, okay, you know when your mom used to get that big tube of meat, the USDA meat?
Yes, I do.
Right? And just plop it in the skillet, and we either have spaghetti, hamburgers, or tacos.
Hamburger helper.
Oh, that favorite. Too. Yeah.
Hamburger helper and sloppy Joe. I ain't gonna.
Oh, sloppy Joe.
And dirty rice.
Oh, dirty rice.
My grandma used to make some good ass dirty rice.
Oh, okay.
But yes,
see, now I'm thinking. And so that's what that reminded me of, with how rich in flavor it was. Yes. Because like those were those budget tacos that we low-key grew up on, and then you just get a bag of shredded cheese, and then you have
lettuce,
that's exactly
tomatoes.
That's exactly how Holy Mother Vegan tasted.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was so good. Yeah, and then it was such a nice. It was a wonderful night. We have a picture together. Yes. I love that picture so much.
We do. It was a good night.
I gotta blow it up and frame it.
It was a good night.
That was 2019. That was such a year. But I just made a point, and I ended up making a lot of good relationships with people because I just told them how beautiful I thought they were. And that doesn't have to mean anything more than what I just said. Yeah. And if people will take it out of context, that's not on me. So your music, your DJing, and your fashion, not just what you're wearing. You have this is high fashion.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I strive to do.
This is
all
Goodyear
the time.
blimp high. Okay. Okay. And I tell you all the time that I get it, but I need that price tag to have 3 zeros behind the 2. Okay, not 2. I need it to have 3 zeros behind the 2 because you hand sew, you curate, you orchestrate the shoots, just everything. Yeah. You draw. And I haven't been in the room with you, but I remember you canceled some things. You're like, hey, I need a sew tonight. And I was like, I've never had anybody tell me that. Like, I don't even get mad when people cancel. I'm like, cool, I get to sleep. But like, depending on what it is, most of the time when they're like, okay, can we reschedule? That's different than canceling last minute. You're like, I have to spend the whole night sewing. I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, oh wow, you know, 'cause that's the process. And people don't see that.
They don't. Like, everything. I made all of this.
Wait, you made it?
Yeah. I always wear what I make.
As you should. As you should. I'm wearing the Let Me Know podcast shirt. This was a gift from Lem.
No, I love it.
Isn't it cute? It's inclusive.
Let me know.
Yeah, let me know. That's actually his name.
Lem?
Lem, yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. I like when people have puns with their names.
I love it too. I like that. My name is not PlantPlug though, but yeah. Okay, so the fashion line, I know I've been keeping everybody on the edge of their seat. It's called Moss 65.
It was called that.
You changed the name on us. You did a skirt, and you changed the name on us. Let me get a sip because I'm about to get it.
Listen, I had to park it in the bag for a second. Rebranding is a thing. It's very real.
Yeah, it is.
Man, yeah. So it was called Moss 65, and it came about when I was in art school. So I have a bachelor's degree in fine arts. So I learned all of the technicalities of like the industry, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know anything. I just knew this is what I wanted to do, and let's get it, you know?
Right.
So they taught me, a great deal of information. I took that, ran with it, increased, improved on my, on my craft and on my mastery at the end of the day. So that name was with me for some years upon years. It is an acronym for like maneuvering around the system since '65, which we all are aware civil rights was in '60s, right? '65 is when I don't know if it was Medgar Evers, but yeah,
we weren't even allowed to vote.
Right, we wasn't.
That was another 10 years.
Right, only black men was being able. So that was But that was, different mindset. That is why then, I was coming into information and knowledge. So that name was very befitting.
You just completely melted my brain right now. So I'm just finding it out. I'm going to need that name to stay in circulation though.
Yeah, oh no, most definitely.
Okay, thank you.
And then it is also like, because it's multiple meanings. And then it meant master Allah self, power and equality, which builds upon the supreme alphabet and the supreme numbers. So, just a lot of things. And I was like, okay, I mean, it stands for what I stand for in my life. However, things continue to go on. And I just was like, I don't like it no more. It just is what it is. It's like, doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. It just doesn't suit me right now for how I want to, take my business and just my art. So I switched the name. I don't want to give the name out yet, but I'll tell you off of this. In that name.
Are we getting an exclusive?
No, y'all not.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
You can get the exclusive offline. But right now, no, man, because the name is real beautiful. Like, I shared it with some people and got both mixed reviews, but I don't give a fuck. I really don't care, because in my heart.
There's the accent. We were waiting for it. There it is. Go ahead.
Because, like, in my heart, I know it feels good when I say it. Right. And it rolls off my tongue when I think about it. It feels really, really beautiful. So, I love the new name. I'm, like, so excited. It's dope, bro. Like, it's really, really beautiful.
We gotta have dinner over it.
No, most definitely.
We gotta have dinner and clink glasses on it.
Most definitely. I'm moving into a process where originally I was creating everything, so I was my own pattern maker, basically vertically integrated, to be honest. So I was pattern making, I was doing all my prototypes myself, I was to a degree my own fit model. To be honest, I was my own fit model. Not even to a degree.
Yeah, you were. 100%.
I really was, because it was like, man, look, I need somebody here right now, every second, and I'm the only one.
Yeah.
I'm the only one.
And that's out of pocket too.
You feel me?
Right.
But I'm a great pattern maker, I feel. You are. Honestly. So I'm able to tailor, adjust the size to tailor, you feel me? Yeah, man. So like, I was now moving into this new realm of mindset in my business. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm outsourcing. I'm going to be having others produce it for me, because that was intense, bro.
It's a lot.
It is. Like, when I tell you, I would be up from I would probably get 3 hours of sleep. Like, I remember when I first had dropped my first collection, I was up every day from 7, 8 a.m. to 4 a.m. Yeah, and I would sleep from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. again. and I'll do that shit all over, and I would barely eat. All I would be doing is drinking hella water and coffee.
Wow.
That was it. And it was just like, I wasn't hungry. My appetite was what I was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, you know, and it's fine because we don't even need to eat 24/7 anyway.
No, you don't need to.
We really don't.
I found out you don't need to.
We've been eating so much for so many years.
That's very much true.
Yeah, you know, our body's good.
Right.
it's good.
I've heard people talk about how eating is a necessary evil.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those.
Now, we're not promoting ED. If anybody wants to try to get in, if anybody wants to try to do that, they just need to understand the spirituality, the metaphysics, and the study
of fasting.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We do not promote ED and unhealthy eating habits because that still revolves around eating. People don't understand how much, just like any addict, thinks about the abuse. So anorexic people are not thinking about nothing. They're thinking about food.
Girl.
Yeah, people that are bulimic, their whole lives revolve around that.
food.
People don't understand the addiction part. They just on the outside, and they just want to talk and bark and not take 5 minutes to just look into it.
Yes.
Because unless you're in it, you're not going to know. We're talking about like breatharianism. We're talking about fasting. Breakfast is called breakfast because it's breaking the fast. Yeah. I used to, and I'm not talking about the trend of intermittent fasting. Fitness industry can get really ugly when it comes to that kind of stuff too. Yeah. And promote a lot of unhealthy habits. We're talking about
real spiritual, natural, your circadian rhythm.
Right.
That's what we're speaking about, people. You feel me? That's it.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
And you gotta tap into that because trust me, I love food. Like, bro, we were just talking about food. How much I was just telling you how like my whole new cycle.
We're gonna do a lot of eating today, you and I.
Please, can we?
Yeah, and we end up spending a whole day together. That's how you and I roll.
Oh, high key, super random. Do you want to come with me to my friend's video shoot as well? It starts at 7.
Wait, what?
Oh, so the music that I'm gonna show you tonight, these gentlemen, they're having a video shoot, not for the song though, but this is also.
Do I have to wear something?
Oh, girl, no, I'm wearing this.
Okay,
girl,
where are we going?
You good? I'll tell you later, cause you know.
I love being in music videos. I really do.
I know.
My goal is to be at least this year is to be at least in 6 music videos.
I love that.
Even if I'm in the corner, like last year, my goal was 3, and I got to do 3. 1 didn't get released in time, but it's okay. I just did 3. I'm so used to being edited and cropped out because that's part of the game. People don't realize just because you're in front of the camera doesn't mean you're going to be on the final product.
Just be happy you got paid. At least, and met some cool people.
Sometimes I did not get paid,
but you met people.
I love being on set, though. That's my thing. One of my favorite things is I love being on set. It's just a different fantasy for me in real life. I love now I have a deep affection and admiration for production. So shout out to all the engineers.
Yes.
Shout out to Boom Mike, you're doing big things. Shout out to the cameramen. Shout out to the editors. I hated editing when I first started. Like, all my stuff is raw. Like, now I'm just getting into the comfort of editing. It's more of a hobby for me now, but at first it was grind. It was grind, especially with social media. And social media, it's ugly when you're first starting and you don't have the audience you want. But now I want the community. And that's, like I said, like you said earlier, like just having those 5 people. Yeah. I'm talking to you. What I'm making is for you.
For real.
Not for people that I haven't met yet. It is a losing game.
It is.
So now I make content for the people that I know already like my stuff. Yeah. It's not even about liking my stuff. I see them in real life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put out anything that my mom would be embarrassed to see. Well, that's
subjective. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's very subjective because that's a different era.
That's subjective.
Yeah, so anything that we do,
wait a minute,
is.
But also, I'm not even worried about if the stuff I do and say make people upset. I used to, but I'm like, hey, those people weren't around to begin with. Yeah. People that they why am I here to appease them? Like, even if okay, I talk about my past jobs and my relationships with those past work environments. Those work environments sucked. Yeah. And they were super toxic. And I got to find out firsthand on what not to do and how not to run a business. And usually there's themes. I found out the themes of my seasons of podcasts are definitely based on what I'm going through. So right now I'm going through a purge. I'm fighting some demons. I'm also, we're in the middle of a retrograde, so I'm going through a lot of rumination about the past. And I'm just trying to see my place in things and just being at peace with it. And some people, places, and things come up. And they're coming up for a reason. And they cycle through my little brain. The thing about it is, my faith in the process comes from the greater purpose because of it. What role did that play in my life that contributes here right now? Yeah. That's what brings me back to the present. I can go whirling and swirling like a helicopter out of control all I want, but once that slows down, then I get to find out what purpose did it play, and that's the divine. Absolutely. So just coming back to reality.
What is it even real?
That's what's on my heart right now. Yeah. That's what's on my heart, and I think it's really important. And some of these people are probably never even real. They're probably just figments of my imagination. I was hallucinating because all the stress from working a 40-hour job and getting no recognition, nor no room to get any type of promotion in the company, let alone have stake and ownership.
But it's even beyond that too.
Yeah, you're hallucinating.
Because it's like, you hallucinating even more. Because it's just like, why you even asking somebody for what you know that you deserve? If they don't see that shit, get the fuck on.
Right,
like,
exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? It's more in the essence of like, okay, what I want and what I deserve. When will I get tired of asking?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and asking a mortal, a being, asking, you feel me, somebody else that's just as capable as you are. Like, once again, they just got a time difference on you, So that's it. Yeah, that's man. It. Yeah, man. That's really it.
And the time is so subjective, and it only matters in that. It only matters in that arena.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Outside of here, with the working for Vaughn's, it was so crazy because they made their rules seem like they were state law and federal law. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was.
All jobs
Especially, it doesn't even matter if you're unionized, because your union ain't shit either.
All jobs, girl.
I'm drinking a Chimango and drinking coffee and water at the same time.
Girl, no, it be like that. Yeah. Trust me, it be like that. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. This is the thing. So just making these goals for ourselves.
Yeah.
And just being that kind of, it's a different type of free.
Yeah.
We have a journey ahead of us. I'm ready. Buckle up.
I'm always ready.
I'm ready for it.
I love life, man.
I'm very, very proud of you, and I'm very, very excited. And we definitely met for a reason. And I know it's just a thing where it's funny because it's not funny. I know.
Entertaining, amusing, maybe.
And it's interesting too. Yeah. Part of the mindfulness journey is being aware of the impact I have on people and also the energy I put out. And I do think, even though we met the way we did, I must say that if it was somebody else that was like, hey, you're beautiful, and said that to you, I don't think you would have taken the same approach.
Oh,
I feel definitely. Like it was a magnetism in a sense that it's hard to put into words.
No, it's just that aura, bro.
Right.
Like, people fail to realize, like,
that's what namaste really means.
For real.
I know a lot of people say ashe and namaste, not knowing none of what it means. But that's what namaste really means, is that recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and what it is recognizing as well our auric fields.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, once again, it goes into that yin and yang. It goes into that what is it? The dichotomy of things.
Dichotomy, I like that.
Yeah, everything has to have an opposite. And opposite isn't bad. It's just a reflection in another manner. That's all that it is. So when it comes to like you said, if someone else I'm sorry, my mind is drifting, but yeah, recognizing your auric fields, right? And your auric bodies. So if we can have this physical vessel, we can reach, we also have things emanating off of us too. Your breath, your body odor, you can sense that.
Yeah, all that.
You feel what I'm saying? That's a way for people not want to interact or engage with others. You ain't gotta say nothing. They smell you. Yeah. Why do I want to talk to you? So you use your words. That still don't matter anyway.
Right.
What it was your auric field that also meshed together to impress and to approach my energy. And it was like, cool.
Yeah.
So it was before we even could have did that.
Right before we even
It was our energies that
already aligned. Yeah, there you
see
go.
what I'm saying?
Yay.
So yeah, it's because people say that all the time. Like, come on, men. They be like, oh, you're so beautiful, girl.
It's so grimy.
And it's just like, damn, I know you don't mean that shit.
There's something very drunken about that statement,
it
too.
It is, because,
drunken,
I know.
Intoxicated. Not intoxicating, intoxicated about that. I'm like, oh, you...
Yeah.
Oh,
please have that intention, bro, just for anything. Whatever. That's not the subject.
Yeah, so it's just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. So this is the PlantPlug podcast, and we are intending on talking about plants, and we're going to get to that intention now, speaking of intentions. So I want to do a shout out to BioBag for helping make a lot of things possible lately. BioBag, if people don't know, is the certified biodegradable trash bag per se for lack of a better term, to where they can replace the line, especially with collecting food scraps. And also I'm doing a huge compost initiative all throughout South Central. We say South Central, honestly.
We say South Central.
We sell South Central.
Yeah, we say South Central. That's the third time.
We sell South Central on this podcast.
You feel?
So all throughout South Central, Lemert Park, what have you. If anybody needs any help with composting, you can check me out on PlantPlug Los Angeles, as well as I'm active on Instagram for all your composting needs. And I will lace you with some bio bags.
Big B's.
The big B's. We're pushing P's with big B's on the PlantPlug podcast and here in Los Angeles. And another thing is, did you know that you can reduce your waste in landfills by 30 to 50% just on collecting food scraps and other things? And a couple other things that people don't know is that you can also compost toilet paper rolls, hair, and nails, because your hair and nails are full of amino acids. Yes. A lot of food byproducts. I'm sorry. But if it's your personal compost, why not? I do it for my personal compost. It's just a trip and a half what kind of amazing soils and things we can build up when it comes to creating organic matter. And organic matter matters.
Yes.
So shout out to BioBag. Now when it comes to plants, I would get you up on composting though.
Please,
I'm gonna put you up on compost game. Like even if you're in an apartment, everybody can contribute. And I'll pull up. I'll pick it up. Like I'm the plug. I'm gonna pull up on you. Like,
yes,
hey, you got some scraps? And they're like, what's this lady do? Like, you got some scraps? And they're gonna think we're talking about something crazy because we're black and we're outside and we're happy and we're loud. They're gonna be like, oh, there she goes again, being all mad. I'm not mad. I'm passionate. And I'll be like, where's your scraps at? So that's gonna be me. If anybody needs that service, just let me know. You can slide.
No, I definitely need to do that, because like, even though it's strange, my diet is very interesting, but like in my home, that's all I eat. Like I have no meat in my home. Oh. I know, it's really strange. Yes, super strange. I don't cook meat. Yeah, no. I do cook fish though, what I absolutely love. I am a seafood woman. Like I love different types of like exotic fish to eat, to grill. Yeah, man. Like I know they bottom feeders. I get it.
I gotta get you this sauce, boy.
I get it, but I love
Have you had the Ghana sauce? The sauce.
What is that?
Oh my goodness! If you come back to my house, I'll hook it up.
Okay.
So this is the.
But no, I love sauce.
I think I've been on 3 shows and I've already mentioned this woman 3 times. These things are just rolling out, because if people could talk about Oreos and Nikes, I can do the same thing.
Exactly.
I don't need a plug. I don't need people to pay me for promo. I don't need what's necessary. Like these black and entrepreneur pages make me sick. First of all, they're not owned by black people. They have 1 million followers because they're bots. And on top of that, they're always called success for blacks. Black people don't call themselves blacks, by the way. Is that putting people on game or what? We never have you see, look at all those blacks over there. We don't say that. But these pages are always called that. Anyways, these things just roll off the tongue, because when you go in my home, these are who fill my cabinets.
Exactly.
And it's not by proxy, it's not by trend, it's not by Black Lives Matter. No shit of Black Lives Matter, but what y'all did with Black Lives Matter, as far as what the status quo made it look like, is a sham. That should have never happened to that movement. That's another show. But it's not because of the black square on your Instagram. This is because this stuff is bomb. Right. Okay? So, Gloria's Shido. She has a vegan and a traditional. She is she is from Ghana. She has Guyanese?
Yes, Guyanese.
I did not know, and I did not know the vast cuisine of Africa. And every single country, every single part of Africa is a little bit different. And this Guyanese sauce traditionally is a fish sauce, habanero based. And it won't burn you out of your cap. But it's like the sriracha of sauces, but it's African and it just has this flavor profile. I have a jar of it. I will share it with you. I might not get it back from you.
Listen, don't even give me the whole jar. Just give me a little bit.
She might be a Prosperity Market. I hope she is. I hope she's a Prosperity Market this February. It is so worth it. It's tradition. It's culture. It is ancestry. It's so good. It's literally the sauce that goes on everything. And meanwhile, our houses are only filled with like Frank's Red Hots and Tabasco.
Listen to me. I went to the.
This is spicy juice. I want flavor. I want base.
You feel what I'm saying?
I want texture.
You feel me? I went to the black market flea. Yeah, shout out to the young lady Maya that does that. And I bought some seasonings from this other young woman that she curates herself. I bought like
Create the flavor?
2, 4, 6. Yeah, man.
Oh, you got her seasonings?
Yeah, I bought her seasonings, and to be honest, I really love those seasonings. Her seasonings are the only things that
she sells them in bulk now too.
Does she?
Yeah, the restaurant, like huge bulk orders.
Do you know
now.
what I'm talking about?
Is it Create the Flavor?
Maybe. I don't know.
What flavor did you get?
I got Dad's side of the family. Something called Italian Heat. Something called Classic Southwest. One called Mom's Side of the Family.
Okay, maybe somebody different.
I think
I'm all for it though.
I wish I remembered, but I use her seasoning so much, and I was like, this is what I was missing. Because like getting into like Miss Dash, I'm like, bro, what is this?
What's the byproduct?
Bro, that shit is dangerous.
The base and the byproduct, yeah.
I'm like, how is this seasoning? I don't taste shit. Please make it make sense. Right. I don't know. I didn't taste anything. Like for some reason, like food is so different now. Growing up, I tasted everything my grandmother cooked, and I swear to God, my grandma only used probably like 3 ingredients, and everything else was flavor from the food. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Nowadays, I feel like nothing got no fucking flavor.
No, because it doesn't. You're right. No, you're dead. So back to planting. The reason why food doesn't have flavor is because of a couple things. Manufacturing, as far as volume, mass quantity. So it's not about you. It's about how much can we produce to fill these quotas. And these quotas are pretty much imaginary. They're based on not actually getting it to people. They're based on profit projections.
Of course, yes.
Not the actual profit, the projection of profit.
Yes.
So the valuation of a company can go down because of their projected profit not be on par. The profit hasn't even been made yet.
Right.
Because of your projected profit. So this is, we're filling farm quotas for projected profit, and also some farms, if you don't grow the right thing, specifically wheat, soybean, and corn, you are out of business. The family farm and the ranch, we're gonna lose the farm because this generation's losing farms, okay? So another thing, is from the ruta to the tuta when it comes to the flavor. Yeah. The thing about it is, I remember you got those collards from my house. Yes. They were rough and tough and stern in texture, but they were so tender when you cooked them down, and they only took a moment because soil.
Yes.
You gotta have healthy soil.
Yes.
You gotta have healthy soil. You gotta harvest good seed, and you gotta keep the plants happy, and you gotta not over harvest. And we're not here meeting quotas. We took out all the colors we gave. Was just enough for you. Yeah. And we let the plants do what they need to do. We're like, get to work, you better, because that's what they're doing with agriculture. Like, actually, there's a line in the Stevie Wonder song called "The Secret Life of the Plants" that he talks about. We take from them without consent. Yeah. We take, and I never thought of it like that. We literally take from plants without consent. Yeah. Just like some animals need to be sheared and milked to be more comfortable, some plants do need that care. But we're doing the same thing with animal agriculture as we are with farming. Is they're here to produce for us when that's not true. So that's why, another reason why flavor's gone. Another thing is local. Actually, I found out that buying local is more beneficial in the long term, in some respects, than going plant-based. Yes. That's because of the processing. Yes. And that's because of the manufacturing, and also because the eco impact. Like, I can get vegan jerky from Kentucky or the Louisville jerky company. Their jerky's so good, but it still has to come from them to here, right? Yeah. Where if I have a vegan jerky maker down the street, we don't have to worry about all that. All. You know what I'm saying? And also, when there's a window of edibility, I don't know if that's a word, and there's a window of peak nutrients from when it's harvested to you. So I didn't know collards turned yellow in 3 days because I always bought them from the store. Yeah. So they can be treated, and also that 5-part process from farm to table I'm telling you about. So who knows what goes into that? Things being added to keep color, but not to maintain flavor, to keep the vanity of it. That's why your food has no flavor. We're not just talking about seasoning salt. We're talking about from the seed to the formation to the dropping off. That's what we're talking about. So to answer your question, that's why that is happening. Yeah. And some people just don't know what flavor is like. Your taste buds are programmed. Yeah. You can actually reset your taste buds. I crave kale. I crave based on season now, which is crazy. It sounds crazy, like it's not, but it's foreign because it sounds crazy because it's not normal. Right. So the thing about it is, when certain seasons come around, my senses start going bananas for radishes. Yes. I have not had a homegrown radish since I started because the chickens tore up the garden 3 times for multiple reasons. Like, one of the chickens, she watched me stack compost bins, and then she looked at me, and I was like, I don't have any food, please leave me alone. And she just looked at me and said, okay. Then she waited until I left for home, and I come back, I was like, the garden's tore up. She plotted and planned and plotted and planned. and went hop, 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 and launched herself into the garden because it's fenced off. You saw it?
I did.
Yeah, and my dad found her. She was having a field day. She tore up. I was like, my radishes, my precious radishes.
She ate them all.
She tears up for bugs. So the only thing she ate was the collard greens. You can see her little beak. Yeah. So she loved the collard greens. They actually those are the bougiest chickens. They don't eat. They eat what? No. Yeah. So she tore up. She had collards and she had grub worms. She was eating good. But
that's interesting that they eat worms.
Yeah, they're carnivores. Huh. Chickens are carnivores. They could smell blood. They're like dogs. I'm telling you, it's like having dogs. That. They hunt for flesh all day. That's why if a chicken's bleeding, it's weird. Pecking order is really interesting. They will kill each other to assert dominance because there has to be a head chicken, and they have to be the same age. If you put a young bird next to an old bird, somebody's gonna die. Yeah, and it's very violent. It's a very violent thing. But the thing about it is, if you take an injured chicken out of the coop, it's more likely to die. You actually have to leave the injured chickens around the other chickens because the other chickens help heal it.
After they done beat his ass.
Yeah.
You know, that's Stockholm syndrome. You know what that sounds like?
Well, yeah, but they're chickens.
Look, we just gonna let that be.
Yeah,
but
so
no,
that's why food has lost its flavor, and we're putting all this seasoning and byproduct of it. There's a point where the three things that stand out the most to people because our taste buds have been so programmed by industry: fat, salt, and sugar.
And the funny thing is, I hate salt. I don't even put salt in none of my food. I hate it so fucking much. Sugar, I mean, the only sugar that I really use would be agave, actually.
Date syrup is bomb, too.
Yes, bro. My homegirl, she's a chef. Shout out to Chef Ronnie. She also she makes juices.
Okay.
She's really cool. And she made me some date little snacks with coconut. And she had put me on. She was like, yeah, bro. I was like, huh. Because in the grocery store, they just look so raisiny. And I hate raisins. Like, I was like, ew, I don't want to eat those. They probably, like, taste like raisins. Girl, no, for real, raisins are just so disgusting.
Right.
But she made me those things, and I was like, oh, say less. Dates is really what people should be eating other than...
Dates are amazing.
It's the perfect amount of sugar. Like, it's the
and it's so condensed, so it's great for bursts of energy. Yeah. But the energy, if you are in need of energy, they're great. But if you're getting if you're getting a lot of energy from the food that you get to burn, it's going to turn into fat and it's going to slow you down. Yeah, that's the thing. Sugar is not bad.
Right.
It's not
because
bad.
It's in our apples. It's not the fruits.
It's not bad. It's about how we're processing sugar and how and what kind of sugar we're introduced to.
Yeah.
So, just moving forward, it's all cyclical. It's all relative.
Yes.
And it's infinite.
Yes.
And we're here to tap into it.
Yes.
So speaking of infinite.
Yes.
We're going to go to our next segment.
All right.
This is a little new for me. Usually we do a plant of the day. I am a little short on plants because we're at the end of winter and I'm letting things die out. There's actually a very importance to letting things die out.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Letting things die out just to prepare for the next season. And I'm finding that out. So now we're going to try a new segment called Food for Thought.
Yes, let's get with it.
I have something in my bag for you. It's
food.
A gift. It's not food you eat. It's food for thought.
Yeah, I mean,
that was my Erykah
Badu.
We do. We consume a lot. That was my Erykah Badu impression. I have something in my bag for you. The edible food, the food you eat. Okay, so we are doing food for thought, where I introduce 3 books that I'm currently ruminating on and thinking about amidst the retrograde. I know you're not supposed to be taking in new information during a Mercury retrograde specifically. Nonetheless, life goes on.
Exactly.
So one book that I think everybody should get jiggy with, if anybody wants to see, and also if you're on the YouTubes, the link will be in the description box, as well as you can always DM me and I'll give you the link. This is the Farmer's Almanac.
I've always heard of that book.
This book is $8.
Mm-hmm.
It's $8, as well as it's published every single year. The thing that's so important about almanacs is that it's the farmer's calendar, but it's also very, very important. I need my radishes, damn it! I want a radish so bad. I'm trying to grow my watermelon radish is my favorite radish. If anybody's curious, back to now thinking about radishes. This tells you about what to expect when it comes to growing in every region in the country.
Oh, wow.
So it's really incredible. It talks about weather, folklore, astronomy, and month-to-month breakdowns. And it even has recipes. So the almanac has come a long way. Yeah, you can take a look at it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was talking about eating. So another thing is that I was talking about earlier, I got distracted by the chicken story.
It's okay.
About eating based on season, which I want to introduce people to.
Yes.
Citrus season is actually over right now.
Yes.
But our lemon's not in store year round.
Yes, they are.
Exactly.
Lemons and limes.
Yep.
Even oranges, to be honest.
They're not supposed to be.
I know.
Actually, the only fruit that's kind of in season right now, well, actually, they're all wearing down. Sumo citrus is actually from Japan.
I've heard of those.
That can be the plant for the day, but we're just going to talk about food. That I ran out of sumo citrus because they're really expensive. They're about $4 a pound. It turns out they're a hybrid from Japan. They're seedless, damn it. They're damn seedless. I tried to get the seed, but I probably got to go to jail if I do get the seed. It's a combination. It's supposed to be the perfect fruit. It's shaped, it's shaped the way it is because it is said to be like the head of a sumo wrestler or the body of a sumo wrestler,
which it is.
As well as it's supposed to be the easiest to peel, as well as it's a combination of an orange, mandarin, and a tangerine.
Yes.
That's why they're $4 a pound. So eating for season is very, very interesting. So I was able to reprogram, because back in the day, the only plant I can grow without killing was kale. I was the queen of kale. You couldn't tell me nothing about no motherfucking kale. I'm like, excuse me? I'm growing 3 species. I can't hear anything over all this kale I'm making. That was me for like my first 3 years of growing.
I love kale.
So it's amazing, right?
It's so healthy, bro.
So resilient too. My kale plant, I had a kale plant that lasted 3 years before it went to seed. Yeah. That kale was kicking. The soil where I was at was so horrible. It wasn't really soil. It was more like dust and clay. But it was still, the kale was still growing. The kale was still going, yeah. So I have pictures. Actually, I did a calendar photo shoot. I'll show you later. I was posing with that kale. But now I crave kale. So when summer comes around, I'm craving cucumber. I'm craving watermelon. And when winter hits, I want my radishes. I want my radishes right now.
Yeah.
So now I'm growing French breakfast radishes. I'm growing. Oh, and I want my peas. I crave radishes and peas during winter.
I love peas. I'm sorry. Peas and beans are different.
Yeah, they are.
Tweaking.
No, you're good. You're good. They actually they look the same though at the start. Peas have this beautiful flower. In my opinion, that flower looks like it looks like the vulva. You gotta look at a pea flower. You gotta look at a pea flower.
Isn't it white?
Face. It's white, but the way it comes out, it looks like the 5 parts of the vagina.
Interesting. I'm gonna Google it.
I'm not trying to sexualize no plants because y'all nasty. I'm just trying to tell you that even look at a squash flower. Look it dead in the face. Look at it. Let it look at you. That's what you guys should be doing.
Oh yeah, I love squash flowers.
It looks like a vagina.
But let's also think about it. What walnuts look like? You feel me? Like if you look
there's
at
a lot.
Roots, it looks like our brain.
Yeah, there's a lot. Look at the root system. It looks like our CNS.
Yeah.
It looks like our central nervous system.
Yeah.
So another thing for food for thought is I want people to peep game when it comes to these almanacs and get to know.
No, most definitely. Get
to know the farming seasons. Oh yeah, I'm glad to share. Get to know the farming seasons. It's a great thing to tap into. You don't have to read it all at once. And it's just amazing to see what happens. It talks about the tides. It has really interesting ads though. These ads are. Ooh, what the hell is this? What is this? Look at this. It has very interesting articles. So next.
Headmaster.
Right. What is that? So what is that? So I'm gonna have more books and a segment for our food for thought. Everybody in the audience, if you're listening, please leave a comment on Spotify that gives Bring Help, or on Apple Podcasts. It also helps me, or give me a 5 or 4 star. I'll even take 3-star review when it comes to listening to podcasts. But I'm gonna bring a lot more food to thought. So right now we are reading the Old Farmer's Almanac, the 2022 edition. It's $7 to $8 on Amazon. You can get it almost anywhere. It's a great read, and you can tap in on what's going on all over the country. The Midwest is wild, isn't it? Did you just see that?
Yeah, I just read that.
Isn't that wild?
It is.
It's slightly disturbing. But nonetheless, this is what's going on in the world of farming. So I'm definitely going to bring more books to thought. And another thing is I would like to say thank you to somebody that really helped support this episode today. They are the 917 Berries. You can find them at the917berries.com. What separates them from everybody else is that they're doing their thing with resin. You know, a lot that when it comes to industry and when it comes to things that are being saturated and you see a lot of it online or anything like that, I don't want to deter people because you can still shine through the process. Like, is it just because you know Tom Ford and Tommy Hilfiger, is around? Are you gonna stop doing fashion? No, you know what I'm saying? Because you can still shine through. So what 917 Berries did is they're doing their thing with resin. They have ancestral pieces. They have glorious pieces. They have earrings. It's not just ashtrays and naked women. It is literally them. There, are you busting up over there? You know what I'm talking about. Everybody was doing that naked woman mold.
I do.
But you gotta check them out. They're also part of the local collective in Santa Clarita, which is putting a lot of small business owners on, and it's letting them be part of the co-owning process while doing their own farmers markets and doing their own pop-ups. A lot of times we're just guests on these pop-ups. They are the business owners and operators while also being the vendors, which is absolutely amazing. So check out the 917 Berries on their website, and they also go by the same name on Instagram, and check out their pieces. They are unique. A lot of them are just a series, and the artistry just really comes through, so I definitely want to thank them. So speaking of berries, do you have any farm life in your background, your ancestry? Did anybody in your family? Yes, please tell me.
I do.
Yes.
So my grandmother, she and her family, they're from Mississippi, and they had land. And my grandmother, they all had to farm. They had cotton that grew on their land, and they also had seasonal food as well. My grandmother used to always talk about how my great-grandmother would tell her to go pick, like tomatoes and all of that type of shit from the garden.
Right.
And my grandmother would always lie and tell her that she didn't see anything because it was always the tomato worms. And my grandmother is afraid of worms. Yeah, so it's weird. Like, my grandmother's afraid of worms, so she don't eat seafood. Like, she don't eat shrimp, she don't eat lobster. She don't eat one particular fish, but like, it's because of her fear of worms why she don't like seafood, which is so strange. But yes, my grandmother always talked about just growing so many different types of, foods, and how they had their bartering system back in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually everyone migrated from the South to Chicago.
Right. Isn't that wild how we go from the country to the city like that?
It's extremely, it's so sad.
In a sense,
it's really sad because it's like, okay, also it's not sad because I get that nomadic energy. You feel what I'm saying?
They left for a reason.
Opportunity as well, I totally get that. And the change of, let's say for instance, individuals, you have to have a particular mindset in order to stay in Mississippi back then. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. And in essence, like, my people were, to a degree, individuals that I know of in my family did not have that entrepreneurial spirit to really hone in and take the land that we had and be like, I ain't leaving. Y'all got us fucked up.
Right.
We staying.
Yeah.
And that, you see, so it's mind. Mm-hmm. Man, and that's the sad part. I always wish, I'd be like, girl, I'm gonna take your ass down now. Do you remember where y'all live at? Of course not. No. It's so different nowadays.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, nobody in my family would. Yeah. Well, fortunately, I have an aunt that just turned 102.
Oh, that's the most beautiful thing.
I know, that's why. Wow. She don't look 102. Wow. She doesn't act 102, and she gambles.
I love it.
She plays cards.
I love my granny play cards too.
Oh, there's something about that. Just keep you going. Keeps you on your toes.
It does.
We don't need to do Wordle and crossword.
Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. Yeah.
You better play those spades, hit those dominoes. I don't know how to play neither. Please don't get on my head about that. But I do know how to play the horses. I was taught how to play the horses.
What's
nothing
the horses?
Like it.
You mean like
track.
betting on horses?
We're on the track, yeah.
Oh, that's something I don't do. Well, I mean, to me, I don't gamble in general, honestly. But my grandmother, they just kept it more towards like the boat and cards and what else? Yeah, that's it. Like the cards and the boat.
Yeah. My grandma kept a couple decks. She kept a couple bricks of dominoes in the house. Yeah. She was in the papers every single day with the horses. I thought she was reading the news. No, she was not. And also, we used to go to this secondhand shop. Where the Crenshaw Mall was, across the street where the Kaiser's at now. Okay. And I thought, man, my grandma must be real poor. That's what I thought. Aww. Because the food was on discount and everything, and she would get a couple loaves of bread for like 50 cents, and the food was about to expire. But she lived by herself, it doesn't matter. And then she's like, you guys stand right here, don't go anywhere.
But she was not.
So we're like looking at the store like, her bookie was in there. My sister's like, she was gambling, right? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, her bookie was in that building. And I said, no, she was buying bread. Oh, wait a minute.
Grandparents are slick as shit, man.
Right. And the babies, the kids, they're slick. No. And first of all, especially if your grandmother or grandfather has taken care of a couple generations, they know all the games.
Man.
They know all the games. The only thing that you got over them is that you got a smartphone.
That's
and all they need to do is throw that smartphone in the street, and you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing, right? So and I'm thinking, and then she would buy the whole loaf of bread, not for herself. It was to make us sandwiches, and then we'd go to the track.
Yeah. Look, it's about to expire anyway.
Yeah, because why would she buy a whole loaf of bread if she's living by herself?
It's about to expire anyway. Y'all about to eat this.
She had a plan and she had a platform.
I love it.
Yeah, and she's hit a couple jackpots in her day.
I love it.
Yeah, she hit a couple jackpots in her day, 29,000 in the 80s.
Damn.
So that would be the equivalent of what, like maybe almost a tenth of a million now, or a $250,000 now?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Inflation's crazy.
I don't know how that shit works.
Inflation's wild.
They can tell us anything and we be like, because who's really making the rules to inflation, bro? Like, let's really be for real here. Like, person...
That's another show?
No, it is, though, for real, because it's really just like one person says, oh, well, you know what, I'm going to start upping the price on this shit. Cause,
right, we got to start printing more money.
Just print the money and shut up.
Economics and government, it is kind of exhausting. But yeah, I was doing the math. I was like, that has to at least be 100,000 now. Damn. Yeah, and then she's a single woman, so she had a ton of disposable income, and she was and she was a seamstress. So I still have some stuff of hers that you probably, I actually have an idea. We'll share it off camera. I have an idea. You probably love it. Okay, so getting back to the family, moving over, and the things that they taught us. It's so interesting because my grandma came from the country too, and then they migrated from Louisiana to Los Angeles, specifically Compton. And people don't forget because they never even knew and they never even gave Compton a chance. Compton is a suburb.
Yeah, it was white as fuck.
It's nothing but houses.
Mm-hmm.
And what do people show on TV? Compton is a suburb, and there's a lot of opportunity out there. This is not an invitation to gentrify, just to be clear.
There's never needed an invitation. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, just to be clear, it's not an opportunity to gentrify. It's not a signal to buy. So it's just pretty wild. And then we ended up in South Central the way we did, and I'm really curious. And I have family that's alive that know where they were born. Yeah. That know where family members are buried and know what kind of land they own. And I also found out too that the government was paying farmers to stop growing certain things.
Most definitely.
So there's a lot. It's really deep. It's deeper than I would know, because I'd be like, why did you guys move to Louisiana when you had all this property?
Right.
Oh,
right.
But also, you don't face the same. I know LA is very segregated, but you don't face that. This is very subjective as well. I would think that they wouldn't face the same scrutiny as black people over here as they did over there.
In Chicago, you mean? Or back in, I'm confused.
I'm thinking just in general from where they moved from to where they are now.
Okay.
So your family went from Mississippi to Chicago.
Yeah.
My family went from Louisiana to LA.
Yeah.
Because everybody tends to go northeast. That's just how it is. Like if you go to LA, the further northwest you go, the more opportunity there is per se. Like that's why people commute. Everything's northeast. Everything's northeast.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Why is northwest, sorry. No, everything's northwest. Why everything that shines, supposedly, is on the northwest of everything, from the northwestern hemisphere, to the northwestern states, to the northwestern cities, to the northwestern part of the cities. That's so weird to me.
To a degree, so this is how, just from research and just information from talking to my family. So the black folk that migrated from the south to the west, right?
Right.
To a degree, those individuals they had a mental skill set, not a mental, but more, how can I put it, more of a educational skill set, right? So doctors, lawyers, and engineers were moving from the south, North Carolina, Virginia, maybe even New Orleans. It don't matter, anywhere around those type of folks were moving to the northwest, and then there were hella land was just being given away to a degree. However, but that's before, you know what I'm saying? You just have the houses, right? Okay. So the thing too, when you have people that move from the south to New York and to Chicago, Detroit, all of that, that's more factory. So the mindset is different. It's an industry. It's an industry. So you depending on what type of lifestyle you want to live.
Right.
Like my grandma and them, they moved to Chicago because my grandma worked in the Pepsi factory.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's an easy job. They worked in the Pepsi factory, or she was a maid. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
my grandma didn't have no education.
Right.
They didn't have no education.
I get that.
So the black folk that was in the south that had education, why they gonna go there? Ain't no opportunities for what they actually want to do. It was like
they polished it to
they
make
were
it seem like
they
it,
were there. Don't get me wrong. Obviously they were there,
right.
But California, it just had this interesting, how can I put it, energy surrounding it.
Yes, the Golden State,
the Golden. I mean, yeah, and it's still now to this day.
California's been doing that though for a long time. You remember the Dust Bowl and the Okies and stuff like that, and the Gold Rush.
Yes,
there was nothing here
at all.
Once it came, and also I read a book about I forgot who wrote it. It was about the Mexican American experience in Orange County, and I ended up getting 2 chapters in, but then the book was overdue, so I had to take it back to the library. They talked about how during the Nixon era and the Reagan era, whoever the colonizers and the children of were when it came to the Council of Orange County, they called it Orange County to make it seem more exciting, and you would go to these orange groves once you these orchards once you got there. There's no oranges in Orange County.
Right.
There's Nazis.
Right.
Disneyland.
Right.
With Nazis.
Right.
But there's no oranges in Orange County, so to get people to move in. And then since Anaheim and Orange County and Irvine is all so close to Mexico, because this is Mexican territory as well as its native land, where we're developing the land. They're coming because there's opportunity for houses, and they're saying that there's more jobs.
Right.
Oh my God, they got it so bad.
Yeah.
Mexicans got it so bad in Orange County. If I could find that book, but it didn't matter. Oppression. It's not the Oppression Olympics. Oppression,
of course not.
in principle, is the same to benefit the supremacists.
At the end of it.
And none of
I don't even like to call them supremacists because they're
not
supreme
doing
and shit.
They're not doing a good job.
They're really just troglodytes. Troglodytes, and they're just degenerates if you just really want to be honest. That's what they are. Yeah, bro. I mean, there's nothing supreme about you oppressing folks. There's nothing supreme about you having to sit here and lie and steal.
Right.
And just misinform folk. That's not supreme. That's like the lowest thing you could ever
actually do.
That shit easy as hell.
Easy and evil.
So easy. You feel?
Easy and evil.
Yeah,
but
man.
the same thing, it was just polished up as this opportunity. It was nothing but.
There
was no opportunity. Like, it just
pyrite.
wasn't.
So much pyrite.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I'm sorry to say, but we are nearing the end of our show, and I don't want to keep the people waiting any longer than they already have. Can we cue up the music? What do we need? What do we gotta do?
Do you have a plug-in? Yeah, we definitely
Okay,
could
I'm the plug. I got all the cords. I got USB. I got micro USB. I got a power strip. Let's hear it.
All right.
Okay. Is there a title? What? Just bring us into just whatever we be. I'm gonna be still and silent.
So it's called 474. And I don't know if you guys are familiar, if y'all grew up watching hella TV. Me and my great friend Zip. Okay. He's also a producer in this. And so 474 was his video channel. And it's a soul video channel. So all the deep soul cuts used to play on that shit all the time. Okay. And this song, the song that we made with my other great friend Rich, who's rapping on here, this song is just so soulful. Like, for some reason, I'm gonna just play it. Whatever.
Yes.
Whatever.
To all the ones, and twos, and threes, and fours, and the fives. Right on. I love you. Right on. Hey. Right on. Hey. Hey. Right on. Hey. We came up. We didn't came up now. I'm like, what's up now? Touchdown. No need to rush out. I really fuck with you. Fuck me. It should be us now. What was the fuss about? We was down. But look how we up now. I'm trying to be stuck with you. Like, for real, for real. I'm trying to fuck with you. Like, for real, for real, for real. I really fuck with you. We came up, we didn't came up now. I'm like, what's up now? Touchdown, no need to rush out. I really fuck with you. All of my rich bitches say it loud. If you the baddest bitch, you should be proud. You ain't look down even when you was down. If I'm a king, then you deserve a dream. If you a queen, then you deserve a crown. I like your energy, let's lead a town. You like an island, let's be lost and found. We were so high, we never hit the ground. I eat the pussy, but she wears neat. Fuck if it's furry, that bitch is a freak. Fuck in a hurry, got somewhere to be. She getting money, maybe more than me. Give me the a couple billion to be free. Too busy to just be chilling up with me. That's why I miss her, she got her own thing. Don't need a nigga, she bought her own ring. I can't lie, I don't be trusting a soul. People will play you for minimum wage. Swear it's the niggas be acting like hoes. Swear it's the bitches that really be gang. But we're a weirdo, we isn't the same. I know she tired of begging with lames. I'm trying to take your heart out of that hole. Hey, if I love you, that's never gonna change. We came up, we didn't came up now. I'm like, what's up now? Touchdown, no need to rush out. I really fuck with you. Fuck me, it should be us now. What was the fuss about? We was down, but look how we up now. I'm trying to be stuck with you. Like, for real, for real. I'm trying to fuck with you. Like, for real, for real, for real. I really fuck with you. We came up, we didn't came up now. I'm like, what's up now? Touchdown, no need to rush out. I really fuck with you.
Particular part of it.
Like, there was a lot of layers and a lot of dimensions to it, and it wasn't pretentious. It wasn't some old soul song that that's got chopped and
no samples over here, baby.
Right. That was wild. Yeah. That was I was fully immersed in it. Thank you.
Thank you.
A song is good. You know when a song is good is when you start meditating on it. Like it snaps you into a place of meditation. So. Yeah. I want to thank you. I am super relaxed right now. I just had that shot of coffee, and I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
HolyC.
Thank you.
For being on the show.
Yes.
And just going on this ride. Actually, our ride is just beginning, but going on this ride with the rest of my audience, we appreciate you. Yes. So everybody, say bye to YouTube.
Peace.
Everybody check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor FM. And, if anybody wants to follow me or HolyC on Instagram, where can they find you again?
You can find me on Instagram at HolyC. The letter C.
Let's go. The letter C.
Yeah.
And then also, you can find me at the PlantPlug LA on Instagram, plantpluglosangeles.com. And I'm also on YouTube. And coming to a farmer's market near you. You can check me out February 26th at Prosperity Market. We're going to be out there at the California African American Museum.
I'm excited.
Like, does it get any blacker than that?
Okay. I mean,
does it, tell me, it's a black farmer's market at an African American museum during Black History Month on my birthday.
This is going to be magical.
Than that?
It's going to be magical.
That's black, not squared, cubed.
Cubed.
Yeah,
cubed.
Another dimension.
It is
all right,
cubed.
Thank you, everybody. That's a wrap. See you in the next episode.
Peace.